Hi everybody, welcome back. So in today's video, I need you to follow me to understand because I'm going to start from the top, all right? But I'm sure at this point in time, if not all of you, most of you have heard about the Shits and Giggles controversy. Now, when it started, it was something about they not finding bodies in Atlanta. Take a look at that video.
In Atlanta, I've seen the least baddies so far.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank God we ain't from here.
I'm a Texas girl. You ain't offending me none.
You see, they ain't think you see.
We've still got a couple of days. Maybe we'll find out. But yeah. I've seen like 2 or 3.
Hey, but what is y'all's type though?
Bad is the type.
Facts.
So what makes a girl bad?
It varies though.
It matters how you own it. It can be a skinny girl who wears the fuck out of being a skinny girl. And then you've got a thick thing who just owns the shit out of being a thick thing. It's bad is bad is bad.
I was like, what did you think was going to happen? You'll get to Atlanta and they will roll out a red carpet and then you sit down and then baddies will line up and come and meet you. It didn't make sense to me. Okay, so I just overlooked it. But then the next day, which is funny because I think TikTok is doing something to me which I don't understand. It's either the time zone thing or it's just giving me everything the day after it happens. But the next day, I did see the viral video, the one that everybody is talking about. Take a look if you've not seen it.
What is the black girlfriend effect? This is
you don't know about this?
Glow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend. All of a sudden, he's got buzz cut, like clean shape up. Glows up, bro.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. They
Yeah.
shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro. White guys with black girlfriends,
They grow a beard
They step their
because
dick
there's
up.
more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of it.
That's hilarious.
I think the black girlfriend effect, it might be a protective instinct, bro.
You think?
Protective.
Yeah. Do you guys have you ever had black girlfriends?
Yeah.
Have you ever had white girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. What's your favorite?
We love them all.
Yeah.
Oh really?
We love them all.
Yeah.
That means white.
And to be honest, when I saw that, I wasn't surprised at all. I was surprised that people were surprised and people were angry. It didn't do anything. It's something that I've come to accept, okay? That when situations like this are to occur, it's 99.9% chance that these black men will not support black women. They won't stand up for them. They are going to side with whoever is making the joke. As long as they are not the butt of the joke, they are okay. Some of them will even go to the extent of making themselves the butt of the joke, and it's fine. And then from there, things went up and up. Everyone was talking about it, and then boom, they came out with an apology. If you've not seen that, that's the video.
Quick PSA, quick acknowledgement. So there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. Racist joke.
Yeah.
And we were laughing at it. That obviously there's just literally no excuse. It is our duty to protect you guys.
Facts.
And it is definitely not cool to be in that situation. And again, not be the ones to stand up and kick the cameras down. And we fucked it on that occasion.
We did.
It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you don't know what you're prepared for. You don't know how to prepare for something
you don't know
that you
about.
don't know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah.
And once it's happened one time, you're like, fuck, all right. And we're sorry.
We
and
definitely do apologize.
it's, for one, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community.
Especially
when you're not, when unintentionally.
Unintentionally, for real.
And also on top of that, it was so crazy that like the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community, the irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community and show how much we love our supporters and how much time we spent at the shows and just like getting to know people and just like understanding our community better and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love, and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community and how much our community show out for us. And then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to have this conversation now. But at the end of the day, mistakes make you a better person.
Mistakes do make you a better person.
You're not born a perfect person, and we don't want you guys to think that we were sat in that room rating what's going on.
You do this for you guys, like.
Yeah, you guys are all we have, man.
You guys are literally all we have. You guys have taken us to this level, and we don't want to let you guys down going forward and anymore. So
yeah, so after the apology, everybody was like, nah, that apology is all, you know, it is what it is. You're just saying something to get the heat off your back. You don't mean any of it, all right? And rightfully so, right? But after that apology, after people came for their apology, things started popping up about them. And I saw a couple of videos. Now I'm going to insert those 2 videos.
Wants mixed race kids, like her heart is set on it, so she wants a black man. That's all she goes for, black men. And there's this girl that she used to watch on a TV show who was obviously black. She was like, oh, I wish I was her. And I'm thinking, what? Jesus Christ. She kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black, I wish I was black. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. What? For starters, if you was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men, so I'm just saying. It's just like, that's such a bold statement to say. I wish I was black. I wish I was black. Like, yes. What's going on in your life? What? Do you know what I mean? You're white, fam. You're white. You're winning. You've won the game. You're out here. You're just out here white, just with all the rights to you. And you want to be black. I'm not saying there's obviously nothing wrong with being black. I love being black. But like, the fact that what are you seeing that you're not experiencing? Like, what are you seeing? Exactly. What's so greener over here? Like, what is greener that you're thinking, I'm missing out? It blew my mind. It blew my mind. Obviously, there was no negative effects on me per se, because I still...
Myself and one of our other friends, Toby, were on the dance floor, and there was a chick that was looking good and squeezed a bit of bottom flesh, and the guy... I don't know if it was her man or whatever, but the guy was saying stuff to us.
It was her man. Yeah.
Okay, it was her man. The guy was saying stuff to us, and I was like, obviously the music, I was like, I can't hear you. I was symboling, like, I can't hear you. In my mind, in his head, he thought, are you dumb?
Yeah,
are you stupid? You know, but I was saying, I can't hear what you're saying. And it got a bit rowdy, started push back. It just got a bit handsy from
And
there.
then what happened? Y'all f him up?
What happened was this son of a bitch and Toby took a side pass so the rest of us could get in a massive fight.
Bro, yeah.
And we were like fighting for our lives in this club. This guy didn't have a scratch on him. He stood on the outside. He instigated the fight.
You're
stood on the
us,
outside.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know the worst part? I was like, we went outside. I was like, oh, I forgot my jacket.
So, translation, if you're a black woman, there's no black man for you. That says a lot. That's a whole statement. That's it. That's that. And then secondly, you saw her butt. You didn't see the person standing there. And I walked up to her and I didn't know that was her man. So what you're trying to say is you respect her if she had a man. But if she doesn't have a man, she's free for all. She shouldn't have any problems with men grabbing her behind. And that's why you felt like it was okay for you to just walk up to her because you saw her behind. You didn't see a person, you saw a behind and decided to grab it. I could go on for hours, but let's leave it here. Now, it got people talking even more. This morning I woke up and this video was on my For You page. Take a look.
So Andrew responded and he did exactly what I knew he was going to do. He threw James and Fuad under the bus.
Man, funny about this is that they had shit that they asked to take out the episode. You know what they didn't ask to take out? Your slander. Why is your nose twitching? They had shit. Their producer, whatever, was like, "Hey, we really think that's inappropriate. We'd like to take that out. That's very uncomfortable." Their fight and flight instinct really kicked in after the power down. But with that joke about the black women, nothing really seemed. The fight or flight wasn't really there. Your delivery was too good. I think maybe they were seduced by a delivery. Yeah, I like them. I feel bad they're going through this, but you don't got to protect any.
Yeah. So now it's got everybody talking about what was cut out of that podcast. Because if you sat there and you thought him making quote and unquote jokes about black women was funny, and you even went on to say talk about how you were grabbing somebody's tush that you thought was single in a club was funny, right? And he talking about Nigerians and who is the smartest and who was all of this was funny, then what did you cut out? Which part of it didn't sit well with you that you thought was going to bring the controversy? Which part of that podcast, which part of that interview or that ShxtsnGigs, I don't even know what to call it, did you cut out? That's the question now. That is the question on everybody's lips. All right? Because this guy, he's like, you're trying to throw me under the bus. Like, I put you in an uncomfortable situation. But the truth of the matter is, it wasn't uncomfortable for you, Lord. You decided which part of the videos were okay to be uploaded. Okay? Because you thought it was okay. You thought it was a joke. You thought they are going to laugh about it. And that also explains why they took down most of their older videos, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, most of the times when it's, black people making jokes about black people, it flies over our heads. It flies over a lot of people's heads. People overlook it until there's a white person involved in the whole situation, okay? So they have gotten away with a lot of things. In the past, they've gotten away with it, and people didn't even see it as a problem up until now. They decided if people find out about this, it's going to get worse. So they decided to take down a lot of their older videos, according to people. I haven't seen it. I don't follow them. I don't even know. I've seen a couple of their clips here and there on my For You page on TikTok. So I don't know them that much. All right. So let's get into some of the opinions of others, and I'm going to come back and talk some more. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
So apparently some black men are mad at black women for canceling James and Fuad because they think that we're mad because of their preference. Nobody gives a fuck about your preference. Nobody cares where you want to stick that little dangling. Okay? Your self-hate is yours and yours alone. Who y'all should be mad at, who you as black men should be mad at, is Andrew Schultz. Him. Because he saw two black men outpacing him, and he decided, I'm gonna set a fucking trap for these news. I'm going to set a trap, because unlike James and Fuad, he acknowledges that their demographic, their audience, all their viewers, all their support is coming from black women who never noticed them when they were being anti-black. We noticed them after the reconstruction of their podcast. That's when we noticed them. So Andrew Schultz acknowledges that their core fan base were black women, and he said, I'm going to go ahead and take that off of them. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. He made it a point to disrespect black people at every fucking opportunity he got on that goddamn podcast. And all they did was sit there because it was just so fucking funny. He said, who's better, black women or white? And they threw their head back in laughter. And mind you, this is after he asked them, which Africans are lazy? And all he could say was, according to you. Now, I'm not going to say that as a black man, you should get up and punch him in his fucking mouth. I'm not going to say that. But I would have got up and walked the fuck away. Me and my baby daddy don't even get along. And only I could disrespect him. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying? People have an issue with that with me. They're like, oh, but didn't this happen with you and your baby daddy? Okay, but that's not, you know what I'm saying? So if me, who is beefing with somebody, can still, stand in the gap because we share things. You know what I'm saying? So y'all mad at us. You need to be mad at Andrew Schultz, who saw two black men prospering and decided he was going to rip it away. Y'all need to know where to put the blame, because y'all over here defending Schultz, talking about he's a comedian and you black women just don't understand comedy because y'all don't have no humor. Y'all just want to be mad. Stupid.
I'm not surprised that James and Fuad are in the firing line right now, but I am surprised it's taken this long because they have been problematic. And not to downplay how fucking horrific it is that they just sat and laughed along while a white man insulted black women in front of them, but that's like the tip of the iceberg of the problematic things that they've said and done. Like, they both, and James in particular, have said specifically about black women, horrible, like racist, like perpetuating stereotypes type shit. And then they always say like, oh, it's going to sound like I hate black women, but I kind of do have a problem with them because they bullied me in high school. And then they'll just like use that as a cover to say really horrible things. Like, they joke about hurting women a lot. They've said, like, with their own lips, like, I would smack her, I would punch her in the face, I couldn't hear that, I'd hit her. Fuad also shares the story about how he went to a club and there was, like, this hot woman there, and he went over and grabbed her ass, like, he just groped her in the club. And then her boyfriend started to fight with him, and he ran off, and his friends had to, like, fight this guy. And they openly talk about how much they cheat. Like, they just make jokes continuously about how they have cheated and do cheat, and all men cheat. But then, like, they'll slut shame women for having condoms in their bedroom. And I get it, like, it's called Shits and Gigs, it's supposed to be banter, but all their banter's just toxic. That's why whenever they're sitting in the presence of a white guy being openly racist and misogynistic, they just laugh. Because they don't take anything seriously. They're laughing about the shit that you're kind of not supposed to laugh about. And then it kind of gives other men, like, free rein to just be racist or misogynistic. But they take shit serious if it could potentially impact them. If it's a story about, like, a woman having done something, they're like... And then they'll either, like, threaten violence or slut shame them. I don't know, I just think they're gross.
You know what? I'm really not surprised because I have been seeing this from a whole different angle. And thanks to Andrew's video, he confirmed it, which I'll get to in another video. But for now, I want to talk to black women directly. We need to stop being blind consumers. It is time to get smart about where our money, time, and energy are going. Just because somebody goes mainstream or viral and they happen to look like us doesn't give them the clearance that they are for us. So how do we spot who's really for us? By simply looking into them. People with self-hate will always show their cards. They can't hide it long enough. Eventually they will show it because they crave validation by any necessary means, even at the expense of their women, culture, you name it. So stay sharp, protect your time, energy, and peace.
Shits and gigs are not going anywhere, and I'm about to tell you why. We all know what happened, and I don't care to relive it, but I'm going to tell you why this outrage means nothing and is going to affect them in no particular way. Call me a cynic, but I feel like it's a universally accepted truth that at some point in most people's lives, hatred of black women will be a thing. From podcasters to politicians, 62% of the women who were killed by men in London last year were black. And I can't lie, even some black women hate black women. And every time there's a scandal, we wag our fingers, we get outraged, but there's no real repercussions. And that's because there's nobody to defend us besides ourselves. There is a sociological theory about power, and it says that power is concentrated in the hands of a very small elite. Now, the trick is, the small elite set the social agenda for society. So what matters to them matters to the rest of us. And everybody else in society, for the most part, is trying to claw their way into the elite. So for the people trying to claw their way in, it's not in their best interests to care about a people group that most of society does not care about, aka black women. So comments are made about black women, old tweets resurface, old YouTube clips resurface, but nobody really defends us because what do you gain from that? Very capitalist way of thinking. The unfortunate reality is that for misogynoir to be taken seriously, we need the support of other people groups. So black men, white women, white men, and so on and so forth. The outrage must translate offline. Don't go to DLT. Stop listening to Shits and Gigs. Stop lining the pockets of people who hate dark-skinned black women. But unfortunately, a lot of people like the appearance of being an ally more than actually being one.
I'm going to say one more thing about this James and Fuad apology, and then I'm going to leave it alone completely. It's not lost on me how I saw a clip of one of them saying that they got bullied in like elementary school or like middle school by some black girls, and at the time they felt the need to defend themselves. I'm just wondering, where was that need when you got around Andrew Schultz? You ain't had no problem defending yourself against black women, but you get around this white man and all of a sudden fight or flight is real and you don't want to make things uncomfortable. That be the bullshit.
Everybody talking about the Shits and Gigs, the two British black boys who don't like black women because they said there's no baddies in Atlanta. We know what you like. It's a third video came out because the second video, it was already bad for them when they went on that podcast with that G-Eazy Hitler. Yeah, that made them real bad for them. But then the third one was them talking about Fuad, the dark skin, was talking about how he was fucking on this white girl and how this white girl wanted to be black. And they were already like, what? Why do you want to be black? Like, already doing too much. But then guess what the next one gonna say?
He kept on saying, oh, I wish I was black, I wish I was black. I'm Jesus Christ. What? For starters, if he was black, he wouldn't be getting any black men, so I'm just saying.
Black men, and really men of color in general, have a deep inferiority complex when it comes to their race. And this is why they're always chasing after white women when they can see what they have in front of them. And then you have a white woman that you are pursuing telling you that she thinks black women are beautiful, black, like something desirable in which she wants to be, like, have that. And you're sitting over there bewildered. Like, I can't believe that only somebody who has self-hate within themselves would think like that. This is why I hate when girls be like, I don't care who black men date as long as they don't talk shit about black women. Baby, inherently, the whole basis of their relationships is talking shit about black women. Like, just because they don't explicitly saying you don't think that it don't play out in every other part in their lives, like, that's the whole point of them getting together, because he thinks black people are ugly. She doesn't think black people are ugly. She thinks black people are exotic to the point where she fetishizes them, and they're gonna be one happy family. And then she gonna be looking at the black girls thinking like, oh, I got a black man, and he gonna be looking at the black girl like, I don't want you.
Like, how much are they paying you for this whole thing? How deep is your self-hatred? How far has it got into that you sit by while other men from other races come and bash women of your own race? You know, stop throwing us under the bus because you have a preference. What has been done has been done. What has been said has been said. A few weeks are going to carry on and we are going to forget, or maybe the problem is going to get worse than it is right now. Whatever the situation is, this is lessons learned. Stop supporting these men blindly, because you never know what they are into, what their mindset are like. So now people are saying this is the end of them. Do I believe this is the end of them? Absolutely not. I don't think this is the end of them, because even if all black women decide to stop supporting them, they'll still have black men, women of other races and cultures supporting them. So that's not going to be the end of it. But like the other lady said, be careful of who you support. Stop supporting people blindly. Stop giving them your energy, your time, which is money, okay? And start putting them into people who will actually stand up for you, advocate for you, will be there for you, okay? Will not sit around and, have people make quote unquote jokes about you. And even they won't be making those jokes in the first place, okay? They won't be thinking women are just objects, so they can walk in the club and grab their asses and they shouldn't be complaining unless they have a man. All right. So these are some of the things we need to think about as women. Who do we support? Who are we supporting? That is very, very important. Okay. And you need to vet these men. Most of these men who come online and act like they support women, most of them don't. They just say what they have to say to get the women to support them, if it makes sense. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.